Welcome back. A fundraising dinner with a presentation, keynote speaker, and awards ceremony was on the schedule to recognize our local heroes. Sunday marked the 15-year anniversary of the terrorist attacks against the United States that occurred on September 11, 2001. Nearly 3,000 people were killed in these attacks, 411 of which were first responders at the World Trade Center in New York City. Valley Electric Association teamed up with the Pahrump Valley Rotary Club to help honor those who serve in our area.
There were a tremendous amount of volunteers. We had about 10 Interact kids from Rotary, and then we also had another 4 Valley Electric interns, plus a lot of staff that volunteered today from Valley Electric, and then also Rotarians.
The room was packed?
The room was packed. We were actually oversold, which is so exciting. We were able to adapt, though. We had some extra tables ready that we pulled out. We're very blessed. It turned out to be an amazing event. Lots of support from the community.
The MC was Assemblyman James Oscarson, right?
It was. He fit the bill perfectly. Our keynote speaker was Dr. Tracy Green, who's good friends with him. They've worked together for a long time at the state level, so it was great to have him MC the event, and he does so much for this community, so it was an honor for us to have him.
Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley, Fire Chief Scott Lewis, the Director of Nye County Emergency Services Vance Payne, and Sergeant Carlos Rivera from Nevada Highway Patrol presented numerous awards at the event.
But tonight I want to tell you really quick how fortunate I am to have a specific individual within our department who is the first to raise his hand given any situation, whether it's a team building exercise or specifically to go out and help under special needs children, attend camps, go out and help in just about every aspect of the community you could possibly think of. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Clearly, he is one of the best team builders and team players that you could ever imagine. I'd like to recognize our Batman, Javier Soto.
Sergeant Lester Florence, even the smallest act of service, the simplest act of kindness, is a way to honor those who serve and protect our community daily. A way to reclaim that spirit of unity that followed 9/11, First Responders Recognition Banquet 2016.
100% of the proceeds that were made during that dinner were donated to the First Responders Fund to help pay for much-needed equipment for our emergency workers. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. 2,500 glow sticks and 1,006 people is the total for last night's attempt to enter Pahrump into the Guinness Book of World Records. Linda DeMeo explains what her group, which includes Colonel Patrick Neri and GI USA, did to honor the victims of the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks with a glow stick memorial of the Twin Towers in the Albertsons Shopping Center's parking lot.
This has been an absolutely amazing night. We have to tally our books, but no matter what, Deanna, when all those glow sticks went up, our community was here together as one. Was that not so incredible?
2,500 glow sticks, that would make the record, wouldn't it?
The World Trade Center has never been done before, so let's hope that they could see the formation. It should be done. It should be wonderful, but we don't know what Guinness is going to look at exactly. Okay. Look at all the wonderful people that donated, that came across. It's amazing. And our committee, we have a little over 1,300. I'm not exactly sure, but it's 1,300 and change. And our committee has said that's going to be donated to the Rotary for the first responders reflection pond. So think about all that was accomplished here tonight.
The outpouring and the number of people that showed up was unbelievable. I think this is the largest group I've ever seen out at one of our events. There were some hiccups, but there's always going to be hiccups when you have that many people coming together. But as usual, the town came together. Everyone worked together to make it happen. And so we'll see after the final count what we did do. I know the drones were up in the sky. It was just a great event, it really was. I enjoyed it.
I know you had your orange glow stick here all night long, getting people all organized.
I'm telling you, we were, you got to have something so whenever it can relate to. Yeah. So, I mean, they knew with the orange glow stick or the pot, it was blinking, that's where I was located at. So I appreciate those that were helping out. We had a lot of cadets that were out here, a lot of Key Club. I think there was some Interact Club out here as well. The Boy Scouts were out here. So, I mean, it was just a great community come together to celebrate a tragic event.
Pretty awesome shots. Thanks, Jason. A prime example of what our police and fire department personnel do every day stood out Saturday when a high-risk fire on the north side of town broke out. Firefighters and police responded to a structure fire that had ammunition detonating, bullets flying, explosions, 6 structures and vehicles involved. Here's Fire Chief Scott Lewis with more.
Originally dispatched as a brush fire, but in short order they told us it was an immediate structure exposure. Within the time frame of the dispatch to the time we were responding, we were notified that that structure was now well involved in fire. So we upgraded the assignment to a structure fire. When we arrived on location, we found a rapidly advancing, highly dynamic, heavy fire showing structure fire that was actually extending to several nearby additional outbuilding type structures that were running along the rear of the property. We also had the primary dwelling as an immediate exposure, as well as several additional vehicles. There was numerous warnings issued during the course of the fire, including the storage of 55-gallon drums containing lacquer, thinner, and other materials. Also, there was ammunition stored. So during the course of the fire, there were several significant explosions as well as the discharge of ammunition. So firefighters used a defensive exterior attack, which meant that they did not go in specifically to any of the given structures. Took more of a defensive posture, using multiple what we call hose lines or hand lines, and trying to control the extent of how much it was going to migrate and extend to those other exposure structures.
There was even reports that the neighbor thought that there was bullets hitting their house. How do you guys handle that type of situation? Because there's a lot of ammunition in homes.
With due care and a prudent response to that type of ammunition going off. You know, the other thing too is when we had one of the explosions, a fireball blew out of the building and landed in the desert area to the north, extending a brush fire that had started by twofold within a matter of seconds. So not only were we fighting a structure event, but we were also fighting a very dynamic brush fire that was also being fed by some breezes that were going through the area.
There was a rekindling too, right?
There really wasn't a rekindle. We knew that there was a wood pile. There was approximately 3 cords of wood located on a perimeter fence line that were still in a smoldering phase. So we were going back periodically and checking the property. We missed a short time period in the middle of the night because of the fact that we were dispatched to 2 additional motor vehicle accidents that were serious in nature. So during those time periods, of course, some open flame developed in that wood pile, and we went out and extinguished quickly.
How many buildings total? How many vehicles total?
We believe that there was one 68 Cadillac totally destroyed, and it was 6 outbuilding type structures, garages, wood shops, workshops, things like that.
Do you know how it started?
Yeah, it appears that there was an accidental fire caused by the cutting of metal. The slag coming from that cutting set the nearby ground cover on fire.
When we return, the chief speaks about a couple of accidents that happened over the weekend.